Hi guys, Lemmy here. Welcome back to another video. The other day I didn't sleep at all, and it was because I do something, I guess what they say is like a Google deep dive or whatever, except this was with YouTube, which technically I guess is owned by Google, but it was one of those things where you look up one thing and then you end up like somewhere totally different, and you're just kind of looking around at your suggested and it's all horrible and you're thinking, how do I get out of this? So that's my problem. I woke up today and I look at my videos and everything they're suggesting is absolutely creepy. All right, so it all started a few days ago, and I was having a conversation with my dad. He likes those Western cowboy movies. And he had a question about the horseshoes, because the Native Americans wouldn't have horseshoes on their horses, but the settler people would have horseshoes on their horses. So he wondered how the Native Americans' horses didn't hurt their feet. So I looked it up. Apparently they had like a bunch of horses, but also the kind of terrain that the horses would run on would be, I guess, more conducive for their feet, whereas the settlers would have their horses have horseshoes on it and like kind of make them go farther for longer and like go on different surfaces and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, Dad, I got you. I answered your question. And then I swear to God, because I feel like the phone listens to me. I feel like now all of a sudden I'm a conspiracy theorist or something on YouTube. But I feel like the phone listens to me because sometimes I will talk about something and then my phone will suggest a YouTube video for me to watch. And for no reason other than it must have been listening to me somehow, it suggested I watch a video about cleaning horseshoes. Because, you know, I only really watch art people and maybe like a few other kinds of channels that I find really entertaining that are just like for funny stuff, but only a few of them. There's no way this thing would ever this thing would never suggest I watch a horse video unless it was listening to me. So I was thinking, okay, how do they put horseshoes on and clean them with the horse feet? The horse feetsies and the horse shoesies. So I click on it. That was my first mistake. I clicked on it and they were like cleaning the hooves and like the frog and like cleaning off all the stuff and like trimming the nail. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting. And then the second mistake I committed was I clicked on another video about horseshoes. And then it was a slippery slope. It went from horseshoes to like goat feet, like goat hooves. And then it was like weird goat hoof that was like this really bizarre shape. And of course you're like, oh my God, that poor goat. So you click on that one because you're looking at this really weird shaped foot. And then it's like, oh no, this cow foot. And I'm like, oh, how's a cow foot different? So then I'm clicking on the cow hooves, and then it was like elephant hooves. And then the most gross part was then it was human feet. Okay, I got to the point where they were showing me all sorts of weird human feet, right? And I was like, oh, that's so weird looking. I've never seen that before. I have to click on it. Full well knowing, like, oh no, this is becoming a problem at this point. And oh no, that is so gross. But I'm like, how do they fix it? Like, I need to know in case all of a sudden I wake up and my foot is like growing this crazy toe that like won't fit in my shoe anymore. Like this toenail's just sprouting antlers. How do you fix it? And strangely enough, it doesn't really seem that much different than what they did with like the cows and the horses and the elephants and all that. So yeah, that was gross. Then, ooh. Okay, y'all ever get those phone calls where they're trying to be like, this is Apple. You have a virus and we need Google gift cards. Yeah, I got one of those phone calls because they won't leave me alone. They don't know I'm busy talking about hooves. Anyway, so I was in a bad place with the human feet. And then I saw like a video about a sheep, because I guess it had to do with the goat. I don't know. And it had way too much fur on it. And it was like a huge fur ball. So I clicked on that. And then I was like super disappointed because they didn't actually shave the sheep. They just had pictures of this sheep that they found in the wild that was absolutely matted and had humongous amounts of wool or whatever on it. That was like, oh God. But then that led me down the slippery slope to the dog videos where they're like grooming dogs. Yeah, then I watched some dogs get cleaned up. And then it was at that point that I just passed out from sheer exhaustion. I YouTubed myself into a slumber. And then my search stuff, my suggested, has never been the same. By the time that I'm recording this, it has been, let's see, how long did this happened like a few days ago. And I've been watching like some other stuff on YouTube too. That's like, you know, funny stuff or whatever. But it's still only suggesting horse hooves, cow hooves, feet. Feet is a big one. It won't leave me alone. Dogs being groomed. It's been several days now, and I'm getting really frustrated because I just want it to suggest anything else. I'm like surrounded by the Hoof GP. I see you. And yeah, it's been really intense. Really intense YouTube usage lately. I need to escape. I'm guessing there has to be some way, like, you can clear your search history on YouTube, right? I know for browsers you can do that, but because I am really tired of this weird stuff it's suggesting that I watch. Like, I only did that one night, you know? I don't need to do that every night for the rest of my life. Anyway, you know me, I will keep talking forever unless I stop myself. I hope you enjoyed this really weird video. These are my questions this time. Have you guys ever gotten lost on the internet? And I'm not talking about like creepy stuff. Let's try to keep it friendly. But have you ever gotten to a point where you just watched a whole bunch of weird stuff and like it just led to one thing to another thing to another thing? If so, tell me your trail. How did you get where you ended up at the end of the night? I'd be really interested to see, you know, how other people end up in similar circumstances. And yeah, is there a way that you can clear your search history on YouTube? Because then I'll look into it. Also, have you ever seen any of these hoof videos? And what did you think of them? Anyway, I will say though, it's very satisfying when they're able to fix these poor animals' footsies. Like, save them from their own, like, oh no, nature. You know, it's like, oh, we've saved them. That's like a nice feeling where you're like, oh, this little animal can walk around now without these antlers coming out of its feet. Anyway, gonna go for real. Take care. Bye, guys. Just a short little clip here. I just wanted to say thank you so much for all the really wonderful, wholesome, sweet, supportive, kind, just wonderful comments that I received on my last video. I didn't think I was gonna get that many, and I certainly didn't think they were going to be as heartfelt and wonderful as they were. Not that I don't think you guys are wonderful or great people. It's just, you know, sometimes it's kind of like one of those things where you don't really realize that you might have helped other people or touched people or their lives in a way. And then it was just, it was a nice moment of just like, wow, I have some great friends here. And I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you. It means the world to me, and I really do appreciate that. So thank you to everyone who left such wonderful comments for me. They really made my day super special. And I hope we can talk again soon in another video. And I hope that you're going to enjoy my content as much as I enjoyed your comments. So thanks, guys. See you soon.